Welcome to Narrative Notions, where we unleash our unbridled, maybe unpopular opinions on all things books, movies, TV shows, all things media. All opinions are our own, and we apologize for nothing. Hashtag dead dove do not eat. We are your hosts. I'm Bethany, and that is.
Bianca.
And on today's episode, we are going to be talking about the fictional characters that we would or would not let hold our drinks. But before we do that, we got to start with our currently watching. Any updates, Bianca? Let us have it.
Currently watching still Legend of Korra.
Hmm.
I've only watched a couple of episodes on that, and I started the 6th season of Love is Blind. And I think I'm on episode 7 of that because a bunch of my coworkers were watching and they wanted to talk about it, and I really like it. But man, there are some characters this season that I fucking hate. Oh my God. And you didn't mention it, but currently reading. And
Yeah.
I also have to talk about the books that I finished this week. I finished 5 books this week. Oh my God. Look at that. So we knew that I was gonna finish Crown of Midnight. I finished that like right after we finished filming the last episode. It was amazing. I've started Heir of Fire by Sarah J. Maas. I finished Hopeless by Elsie Silver. A lot of people said that it was like really weird because of this one particular scene. Honestly, if you just like skip over it, it's really not that big of a deal. But they made it seem like the whole book was like, ugh. So they made it out to be like this super really weirdly sexual thing where like he was shaving her nether regions.
Ew.
And this is gonna make me seem so weird, but like they made it seem like she was like while he was like doing this, and that's not really how it came across. Like, I mean, I don't have my man do that, but some people do that. He was just helping her shave. Okay, whatever. It's not like they were like about it. The rest of the book was really good and I liked it. So, whatever. I took off a star just for that, just because I didn't want people to be mad at me. And then I did not finish Then She Was Gone by Lisa Jewell. I DNF'd it at 70 something percent because we finally found out where the missing girl was, and she was in this crazy lady's basement, and the crazy lady was like, I'm gonna knock you out. I'm gonna artificially inseminate you, and I'm gonna make you have my boyfriend's baby because I can't have babies and I gotta trap him and keep him forever. And I was like,
Gross. Ew.
okay, moving on. What the hell was that?
Ugh.
Uh,
What
I
was that
started,
one horror movie that did the same thing? Wasn't it? Was it Don't Breathe or something?
yes.
Yeah.
Well, not quite that, but the old dude was like, yeah, I'm gonna stick you in my basement and I'm gonna make you have my babies. And it's,
Yeah.
that's disgusting.
Um,
Um, I
mm.
started and finished The Fear of Hurting by Kinsey Presley Hornung, who is one of my mutuals on TikTok, and her handle is Narastalgia, and it is a lesbian vampire book.
Nice.
So, funneling it over to you, Bethany, I really didn't enjoy one particular character, but lesbians. So here you go.
Okay.
Lesbians, The Fear
Okay.
of Hurting. I plan on reading one of her other books. And then I finished the second Shatter Me novella, Fracture Me. I gave it 3 stars because I literally hate Adam. So, and he will be featured in today's episode. Currently reading Heir of Fire is really, oh wow, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm down to 6 books. Amazing. Technically, I did start. Wait, did I start a book today? I tried to start a book today. What was it? I tried to start another book today and then I DNF'd it within like 3 pages. The Umbra King by Jamie Applegate Hunter, the one that wrote Viciously Yours that I loved.
Mm,
I was like 3 pages in and I was like, oh, I can't do this. I'm so sorry. But yeah, really, I'm only currently reading Air of Fire. I have a library hold on A Little Life by Hanya Yanagihara, I think, which the wait is 7 weeks long. But a friend convinced me to read it and it's gonna hurt really badly. But I have a lot of books added to my Kindle Unlimited that I'm very excited about. So I will be updating about those when I start them. But yes, wow. I mean, yeah, there's only one book that I'm focusing on. The rest of these books I haven't touched in weeks or
nice.
months. So,
Nice.
that's all that I got. Hopefully that didn't take too long. I wanted to like ba 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 ba, but then I was like, I got to talk a little bit about a couple of these things. So, what are
Yeah.
what are your things?
My things
What are
are okay. So
things?
I'm still watching The Untamed and Word of Honor. I haven't made a whole lot of progress with them this week just because they're Chinese and I've been grading papers, and it's hard to watch shows that are in another language that you don't know without paying attention to them.
Hmm.
So I haven't really made a whole lot of progress with on them. Um, and you are Bianca already knows about this, but I binge watched Dead Friend Forever, which is a Thai mystery thriller, and I this show has me I'm stressed. I'm very stressed. I watched the newest episode today because it went out on streaming today, so I will be waiting another week, and the last episode comes out next week, and I am stressed. I'm very stressed. Um, I'm still currently reading Red, White, and Royal Blue. Um, Here's the thing.
When did you start it? Because you didn't tell me that you started it.
I started it the day after we filmed the last episode. I didn't say anything just because I forgot, and then two, I didn't, I guess. Here's the thing. I am not
I
like
know what you're gonna say.
I'm not a plain romance reader. So romance books start very slow for me. So it's
It's a
taking
slow
me a
book
minute.
anyway. It's a slow book
Yeah.
anyway. Like the politics, I don't give a shit about the politics. I
Yeah,
cared
no.
about their banter. Their banter is good. Their banter
Yeah.
is good. But
Um,
yeah, I totally get it. Like it
yeah.
started slow for both of us, but for different reasons.
Yeah, it started so slow, and that's why I don't read like plain romance books because they take forever. The only reason, not the only reason, but the book that I liked the most that was a plain romance book was the Simon versus the Homo sapien agenda. And the reason I liked that book so much is because the very first page is Simon being blackmailed by Martin. So like it just jumps right in. By the time the first page starts, Simon is already talking to Blue and they already have feelings for each other and they're already trying to figure out, or he's already trying to figure out who Blue is. So it was like right into the action and it was very fast and very quick. A lot of other romances don't do that. So it takes me a minute to actually get into them, which is why I prefer and adore romance subplots because in fantasy and sci fi books, I have something else to focus on. So,
Hmm.
like, while the romance is brewing, I have to worry about if they're being attacked by dragons or the cyborg mechanic flirting with the prince being found out and being treated horribly by her terrible family. So, I have all these other different things to worry about while I'm waiting for the romance. But in romance books, I don't have anything else. I just have to wait for the romance, and it's slow. So,
I I've got a couple of suggestions for you then for like young adult stuff with like romance subplots, which I'll throw your way later. But with the fear of hurting, it's not like just a romance book, I don't think. It has other shit going on. It's like a coming of age book. Uh,
Yeah.
because she gets turned into a vampire at like 17 and has no idea what's going on, and it gives big Twilight vibes,
Mm,
but with lesbians.
love it. Yeah.
Lesbians
And
and
so like
really
I
weird vampires.
yeah. Well, like I'm enjoying Red, White, and Royal Blue, but it's gonna take me a minute to actually get into it. So,
Understandable.
but I
Understandable.
that's just why I prefer subplots because it's just I can distract myself with everything else. Oh, okay. Now, onto the fun part. I would like to say before we start this, I personally do not drink. I don't have any interest in it. So this is all hypothetical. Who would I trust to protect or hold my hypothetical drink that I would not have?
Now,
So,
now granted with that, you don't have to drink alcohol to
true.
be drugged.
Who's going to be watching my Sprite?
Like, I do drink, but I only drink a couple times a year, if
Mm,
that. Uh, my go-to, if I'm not drinking, is a Shirley Temple. So, if I'm anywhere, you're gonna find me with either a Shirley Temple or a Dirty Shirley. That's about as wild and crazy as we get. Um,
who's going to be
but
watching my cherry Coke?
either way, you need someone to watch your drink because even if you're just drinking a cherry Coke, you can still get roofied. So,
Yes.
and we don't need that. So, who would keep our drink safe and who would not? So, I have, and I don't know if we will get through all of these people today. If not, I can absolutely do a part two on this. But I have five for could and five for could not. And this is going to be kind of like a mixture episode of some book characters, some TV show characters, anime, movies. I've got it all. And
Yeah.
disclaimer, we're gonna get really weird. Just be prepared. We're gonna get really weird. I told Bethany, I was like, you are probably gonna kill me. I,
I'm
you'll see.
scared now.
You'll see.
I'm worried. I'm
You're
worried.
gonna be so taken aback.
Do we want to do this in any particular order, or are we just going to start like naming off characters and whether or not we would or would not let them hold our drinks?
Let's ping pong back and forth. Like you do a could, I do a could. You do a could not, I do a could not. There you go. And then we'll
Okay.
just go down the list and we'll see if we get through all of these today. How many do you have? I have five of each.
I I'm an overachiever, okay? I have a lot, but I don't have like I'm going to pick and choose which ones I think need to be said.
Understandable.
So, all right. So, if I'm starting, my first one for could is Scarlet from the Lunar Chronicles. She is she shot Wolf in the arm within like 2 days of knowing him. So, you know, I she would watch my drink.
Yes.
And
And if anyone
yeah,
tried to do anything, she would whoop their asses. I
yeah,
only have
absolutely.
one woman on my list. Um, who I would trust with my life. But now that I'm thinking about it, I would trust Cress from the Lunar Chronicles with my drink.
Mm,
She doesn't
fair.
even know what alcohol is because she lived in space her whole
Yeah.
life. But if you explain the importance to her and you hand her a drink, I feel like she would then protect it with her life. And she literally would
Oh,
just
she
be like
would.
walking around like,
She
"Oh,
absolutely would. Yeah.
who are you?"
And if anyone actually tried anything, she's a hacker. She could destroy your life in seconds. So,
He
my
roofied her drink to jail,
okay,
straight to jail.
exactly. Like exposed, entire life story just exposed on the internet. My first could or could not is not for the reason that we might think. I put Carden from Cruel Prince on here, not because I think he wouldn't protect it, but because he would drink it.
That part. I have one of those on here.
I think I
Yeah.
if I could trust him to not roofie it, but it would be gone by the time I get back, and he wouldn't even bother to get me another one.
No. He'd be like,
He'd just be
okay,
like, I
just so
drank
you
it,
know, if
it's
you're
fine.
handing this to me, it's being consumed.
Yeah.
Um, I feel like Jude, you could trust to watch your drink. Does
Oh
she
yeah.
really care about anything other than Carden? No, but I feel like
No.
if anyone tried to mess with your drink, she would stab them.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. I think that like if you're a human in Elfhame, then she would like not really like buddy buddy with you, but she would be like, okay, I get it. I
Let
will
me
protect your
protect
drink.
you
Yeah. You're new
because I
here,
know what
so
can happen.
yeah, let
We're
me help.
rolling around in the middle of the ground,
Oh
drunk.
dear.
She's like,
Yeah.
I don't want you to go through that.
Yeah, no. She would defend it. She would cut hands off cuz you know, Jude, she gets stuff done.
She'd like notice someone is like reaching for it and she'd be like, "Papa, no more hands. Your hand
Yeah.
privileges have been provoked."
She wouldn't even care. She just stab right through the hand.
And then she'd let you know, hey, he tried to roofie your drink. What do you want me to do to him?
I took care of it. Don't worry about it.
Throw him in the brig, in the dungeon,
In the
amongst
dungeon.
all of the rats. Um, my first
Could or could not?
is could. My
Could.
first
Okay.
could is Vectal from Ice Planet Barbarian. So I've got a couple of non-human characters on here. So I would trust Vectal with my life. And for you guys that have not read Ice Planet Barbarians, and Bethany has not, but
I
I've told her many,
refuse.
many things. Because it's like there's a plot. Then the science fiction is actually really cool. Like with the other planet, blah blah blah. I think the world building is really awesome, but it's basically all smut. And that's what I like about it. But Vectal, he is the leader of their clan, and they are 7 foot tall blue aliens with horns. And he is he's a good leader. Two, he is loyal. And three, he just wants to protect everyone. He is very protective of all of the humans, especially his human, who is Georgie. And he is very sweet, but like he will mess someone up if they are not following the rules. So if he got wind, like if I were on the planet, not Hoth, and someone was being real disrespectful and was trying to like make me be their mate and they're trying to like drug my drink and drag me off into the wilderness, um, he would murder them. He would murder
Fair.
them with large knives, or he would banish them into the wilderness to be eaten by monsters.
Fair.
And you know what? We need that energy. We need that energy. I would trust my drink
Yep.
with his life. But also, he's so damn tall that if anyone else tried to get to the drink, they wouldn't be able to because they'd have to like reach way high up to get the drink because he is
Yeah.
literally 7 feet tall and I am 5 feet tall. And being inappropriate and thinking of that logistically, my goodness gracious alive. Like if I were with like any of these dudes on this planet, I would
R.I.P.
no longer be existing. I would be like a scrap of human flesh.
Oh my
Um,
God.
because people talk about how it's like, and it's like, what do I do with that?
Oh my God.
So yes, my first could not. Um, the first man that I would not trust anywhere near my drink with a 10-foot pole is Nate from Icebreaker. I told you about this. This is the hockey romance
Oh
where he's
yeah.
a hockey player and she's the figure skater, and literally 90% of this book was them at parties getting drunk and then doing illicit acts while drunk and making bad decisions. So like one, he would be too drunk to watch my drink. Two, he would drink my drink. And three, I would not be anywhere near this man because you and all of his friends are all alcoholics. They're all alcoholics and they're all misogynistic and they're really gross. And I would not be safe in their frat house. I would not be safe.
I don't think
They
anyone would be safe in a frat house, but you know.
Yes, but this one just especially. There was like one character that I liked the whole book. He he could watch my drink. I don't remember what his name was because I blocked out all of that book and I only know Nate's name because I looked it up because I did not remember it.
That's fair.
Ew,
That's
it's
fair.
gross.
My next could watch my drink is one that I think we would both agree on. Uncle Iroh.
Absolutely.
I would give him all of my drinks. And I think the funny part about Uncle Iroh is not that one, he would like beat the shit out of someone because he could. We all saw that episode of him working out in the prison. We saw it. But he would just sit them down and give them a lecture and
Yes.
make them feel bad about themselves and just like make them rethink their entire life.
So what made you think that this would be a good idea?
What
Why
happened in
would you
your
try?
childhood? What happened in your
Who hurt
childhood? What
you?
trauma made you think that this is the way to go? You know, my nephew, he's gonna find a way to bring Zuko into
My
it.
nephew used to be very angry, and he made bad decisions sometimes.
And now he's friends with the
Maybe,
Avatar.
maybe you should take some advice from my nephew. You see, now he drinks tea. We used to have a tea shop, did you know? The best tea in Ba Sing Se.
We would play Pi Show every day. Come play with me.
Let us unlock why it is that you are so angry and you feel that you can do this to women. Do it again, I dare you.
That would be like the last line of like walking out of the bar, and Uncle Iroh's just standing there holding your drink, and you're just like, come back and see what happens. I dare you. Like, okay, sir. Thank you.
I will erase you from this earth. No one will ever remember your name.
And he could.
He could. He
He could.
could.
He has
Get
that
the
power.
avatar to take away their bending.
Yeah.
The ultimate punishment. Straight to the
Feed him
spirit
to
world.
Appa. Yeah.
Appa, yip yip.
Appa would.
Appa's
Maybe.
scrappy. He made it through
Oh
Appa's
yeah.
last day or lost days.
You know what? You know, on the topic of Avatar Last Airbender, Momo. I would let Momo watch my drink.
Momo would drink it, or Momo would like knock it over. He would be flying and he would literally take it and dump it on somebody.
Yes, but Momo would fight. He
Well, yes,
he
I would trust
Momo's got
Appa to
hands.
watch my drink. Because if anyone
Uh,
came near it, he'd be like, and
Okay,
he'd just
Momo and
like
Appa
slap
together
him.
then. Momo and Appa together. Because then Appa could guard it and then Momo would fight. Momo would throw hands.
Fair.
Um, for you haven't seen Glee, but for anyone who has, I would never let Mr. Shu watch my drink.
I may not have seen
You've
Glee, but
seen the memes.
I know who he is, and he gives me pedo vibes, and I
Oh
just
yeah.
mm-mm.
Okay,
All
here
of Glee
if
gives me bad vibes.
if anyone needs any convincing, I don't know why you would on why Mr. Shu should not be allowed around children. In the first episode, he plants weed in a teenager's locker and then spies on him in the locker room's showers and then frames him so he will join the Glee Club. And
And
then that
this was
exact same
allowed to air?
yes, it was like 2000 like 9. Things were easy to get away with back then. And then that same student became his best friend.
And you watched this?
It's actually a really good show if you ignore Mr. Shu.
I refuse. Ew. But also, like, I am really picky about musicals and just them
Fair.
being pick-me's and like singing pop hits and just being annoying would like actually make me want to rip my teeth out of my skull.
I mean, that's fair. Glee's not for everyone, but I will say that they do have a lot of amazing singers on that show, and a lot of the covers are actually really good. So, just I'm not going to say I will defend Glee with my life, but I do have several Glee covers that I will listen to religiously until the day I die, and everyone knows that Cough Syrup is the best cover that has ever come from that show. Thank you.
I don't even know what
Any-
that song is. My
It's a good song.
next my next person that could watch my drink, we're gonna get even more weird. And I'm just gonna
Oh
edit
God.
in pictures of like what these things look like, just so that you have like you know what's going on. For my Spotify listeners, you know, you're gonna have to look up these books and what these characters look like, but I'll give some descriptions. So my next guy, his name is Orpheus, and he's from this book called A Soul to Keep, and he is what's known as a Duskwalker, which if you have ever seen the ancient magus magus or magus
Magus.
bride magus, it's an anime, and essentially he looks basically the same. He's like a big hulking like animal like figure with like claws and stuff, and he's funky looking, and then he has like a skull for a face and then horns. Okay? He's a Duskwalker. He's made out of the void and magic and stuff like that. The
Cute.
later books, those ones could not watch my drink because they're stupid. They're stupid and they're not fully formed because they haven't eaten enough humans. But the very first book with Orpheus, love Orpheus, love that man. He's smart, he is so attentive, he loves his woman so much, and he is just so protective. And I really feel like if I were to be his woman, not that we would ever be in any situation where like we would be going out drinking because they are basically in like medieval times with like demons and stuff, but if we, you know, were to be in this situation, he would literally guard my drink with his life, and he would also just be like carrying me around. Like if I needed to go to the bathroom or something, blah blah blah, he would be like, he would turn around and he'd just be holding my drink, and he would just be like this big, huge, gigantic, hulking, scary demon figure thing with glowing red eyes and stuff, and he just his big, huge hands with like and he'd be keeping it safe, and it would be wonderful, and he was just so sweet and so wonderful, and I think he would do a great job
Cute. It's
if
adorable.
his claws didn't like pierce my solo cup,
Yeah, fair. Yeah. That
and
too.
if we didn't get eaten by demons in the process, because
That's a
it's an
factor.
interesting book series. Yeah.
That's a factor.
Their world is odd. It's very odd, but it's cute. And it's smutty. I experienced some things in that book that I have not before, and I was like, "Oh, this is one of those that I read it, like, as a joke," and then I was like, "Oh, I've
It's not a
learned
joke
some
anymore.
things. I've learned some things." Same thing for Ice Planet Barbarians, like, I went into it completely as a joke. It was my very first monster alien romance book, and I was like, "Wow, I, like, really love this." And then I read the first 13 books.
Like a
I'm
gateway
rereading
drug.
them. I know, I'm rereading them. I'm on the 4th book. I've been on the 4th book for, like, 6 months, but, you know, it's fine. I will eventually read the whole series, and then I'll read the rest of the other books that Ruby Dixon has come out with, whatever. Um, my next could not person is Christian Grey from 50 Shades of Grey.
Yeah, I have not seen anything from the 50 Shades realm, but even I know I have enough brain cells to rub together to know that man would never come within 30 feet of my drink.
I've said on a previous episode that I read all 3 books when I was 14 because I pirated them online. I have also seen all of the movies, and I watched them last year. I would rewatch them again, not because they are good, but just because I love torturing myself, and I am just a sucker for just, like, smutty movies. Like, I love 365 Days. I
God.
love it so much. I have rewatched it at least 3 or 4 times, like, all of them. I love them so much, and that will also be featured on this list. Somebody from that movie will be featured on this list.
Oh no.
Yeah, I
You
love
know who that
it.
also reminds me of with 50 Shades of Grey? Hardin from After. He's not
Oh,
touching my drink.
no.
Mm-mm.
No,
Nope.
he would drug you.
Yeah.
He would
He's
drug
not
you.
he's not coming anywhere near me, let alone my drink.
Like, especially with, like, the original, like, After, where it was Harry and it was, like, a bet, and he had to collect the bloody freaking bed sheet to
Ugh.
prove
I
to everyone that he took
know.
her virginity. Like, that's what they took out of the new book and the movie. Dude, I remember there was, oh god, but, like, literally, like, he would drug you, but then I remember this one part. This is, like, the only part of the book that I remember other than, the bloody bed sheet, was where, like, he he got her all hot and bothered on the side of that lake, and then
Mhm.
he took off his black T-shirt, and he wiped her. That's
Yeah.
all I remember, and then I think he put it back on, and what the hell was that?
Trauma.
That was disgusting. That's disgusting. Disgusting, but, you know,
Disgusting.
it's fine. It's fine.
It's fine. We're okay.
Even movie harden, absolutely not. That man is
No.
bonkers and he's an alcoholic. Like, oh my
No one is getting out
God.
alive.
No, he's got problems. He scares me. He set someone's house on fire.
Yeah.
Sir, calm down. Like, it's really not that big of a deal. It,
No.
I don't know. It's fine. It's fine.
It's fine. So my next ones, they're from the same show. Um, one falls into the yes, and the other one falls into no. Um, could watch my drink. Mori Senpai from Oran High School Host Club. Could not Tamaki. Not because anything bad would necessarily happen. I just feel like he wouldn't really be fully paying attention. And then it would get roofied, and then he would forget that it was my drink and he would drink it himself, and then he would be the one to get roofied.
I concur.
Yeah.
I concur.
Here, my belief with like Maury is that you wouldn't even have to really say anything. You could just like hand it to him and he would know. And then he would use his height and just hold it all the way up here and just, yeah, okay.
Ish.
And
Ish.
yeah, pretty much. And it's just it would yeah, he would have no questions asked. Um, you can also put Honey on that list too with Maury, but I feel
Honey
like
would whoop
Maury, oh
ass.
yeah.
He'd be
He
like, "You're trying to touch the drink. Let me
Maury would
erase your
hold the drink.
existence with karate."
Yeah, Maury would hold the drink and then Honey would protect Maury holding the drink.
Mm-hmm. I like it.
So that's yeah. Everyone else, I mean, Haruhi could hold my drink, but she wouldn't be there in the first place.
No.
So Kyoya, I don't think he would do anything bad, but he would be very disinterested.
Yeah.
The
He probably
twins,
would be like, "No, I'm not doing this," and then go and
yeah,
set it somewhere random.
yeah. The twins, no, because they would either fight over it and spill it, or
She asked
they
me
would
to
put
watch
it
it.
down and then forget about it. So,
No, she asked me. Yeah, well, she likes me more. And then they just dot 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 and get it all over each other.
yeah, just start throwing cups at each other and stuff. So it just, eh. So I wouldn't, yeah. Maury and Honey are really the only ones that would be there that would I would let hold my drink. Because
Yeah,
again, Haruhi wouldn't even be there. So I wouldn't be
no.
able to ask her.
My next could. It's another really weird one. Don't you just love this? You're learning so many things about me. Hee hee hee. Bethany already knows that I've read all of these weird ass books, but
Yeah.
you guys are learning some things. You could always follow my Goodreads and then you'll see all of the nonsense. So my next one, his name is Merrick, Merrick, and he is from a book called Sweet Berries. Do you remember this book?
I don't know if you ever told me the title of it,
Oh,
but his
I
name sounds
did.
familiar.
So, and I'll be sticking a picture of him somewhere here. He's a Mothman.
Oh, oh my God.
He's the Mothman. He's just so precious. Um, so it's in a series, a Cambric Creek series, and the first book is Morning Glory Milking Farm with centaurs. I'm sure you can imagine what type of milking they're doing. Um,
Oh,
yeah, I didn't like that one as much. Um,
I would be concerned if you did.
Sweet Berries is the second book in the series, and then the one after that is Moon Blooded Breeding Clinic for it's like IVF. Um, I didn't like that one, but I really liked Sweet Berries. Merrick is adorable. He's a Mothman. Obviously, some things are a little bit weird because he's
A
a
little bit?
Mothman. Just don't think about the fact that he's a Mothman. But we know how I am about stalkers in romances. And essentially, he kind of is that because he's a Mothman and he's like watching her through the windows, but he's actually very sweet. And he's a scientist and he wears clothes and he's very smart and he just wants to take care of her. Um, he would guard my drink with his life and he would take care of me and would make sure that I have water afterwards so that I don't get too drunk. And if I did get too drunk, he would carry me around like a little baby and it would be great. So, yes,
Cute.
Mothman for the win.
Sure. To each their own.
Oh my gosh. My next could not is Adam Kent from the Shatter Me series. I literally hate him. I literally hate him. So I said that I finished the second Shatter Me novella, Fracture Me. He is just such a hot-headed person, and all he cares about is his little brother, which is fine. But like in this novella, it talks about he's like, you know, I love Juliet, I do, but I can't put my brother in harm's way. Meanwhile, she just got kidnapped, and he thinks that she just got shot and killed. Um, and I don't know, he's just very selfish. He is, I feel like he would like take my drink and then like throw it in my face. And I would just, oh God. Or he would like
Honestly,
cuss me out and be like, why are you talking to me?
yeah. I mean, that's yeah. I mean, I don't know anything about the Shatter Me series, but I trust your judgment. So,
I don't like him.
and that's all I
And
need
that's
to know.
exactly, I don't like him. I don't like him, and he doesn't deserve to touch my drink.
All right, next, yeah, my next could hold my drink is one that you don't know. I I did use ones that you knew, not really on purpose, but like anyway. So Wuzian from The Untamed, I love him. He is a precious, adorable golden retriever boy, and I adore him. He is the epitome of like sunshine personified, and I feel
Sunshine,
like
lollipops, and
he's
rainbows.
also the kind of to not like he's very smart. So he would also just he would find a way to like very subtly either trick the other person into like I don't know, roofing themselves or something, or he would just be like, "I bet," and then punch them halfway across the universe.
I
I
like it.
love
That's a
him.
good standard.
Yeah,
If your man isn't punching someone across the universe for touching your drink, what is he doing?
exactly, exactly.
That and
My,
cutting off a piece of skin because another woman touched it. Those are my standards. You
I,
gotta,
I think our standards are a little different, but just saying. Um, this, yeah. Um, I did have one specific character, but I'm just gonna say like the whole cast of Twilight. Maybe Charlie could hold my drink, but the rest of them, no. I originally just had Jacob, but well, Emmett,
what
Rosalie.
about Alice? Alice could hold my drink. She would keep it so safe. But also, Emmett, Emmett could absolutely hold my drink
Oh yeah,
because
Emmett. I
I feel
forgot
like he
about
would
Emmett,
take
if I'm
it
being
so
honest.
seriously. He would take it so seriously. And
Oh
he'd be
yeah,
like, no, fuck you guys. Don't touch
yeah.
this. And he would just
I
use like his big, huge brute strength and his himbo-ness, and he would just keep it so safe. He might accidentally, squish it and get it everywhere, but then he would get you another drink to make up for it.
yeah. But like Edward, Jacob, most of the wolves, I think I would be okay with Seth. I could leave my drink with Seth.
Yeah.
Um, but like the rest of them, I don't even trust Esme all that much. Not just like not because like she would do anything bad to it or because she would leave it somewhere, just because like I don't know. I don't think I would approach her if I'm being
Yeah, she's
honest.
not like a fully fleshed person in the
Yeah,
book. She's kind of just there
there. Yeah,
as a placeholder. So I'm like, I
yeah,
don't even really know anything about you.
yeah.
Like,
Rosalie, once I got up the courage to ask her, I feel like she would protect my drink on the principle of being a woman.
yes, because she knows what happens.
Yeah, she's a girl's girl, okay?
Kind of. Yeah.
Kinda. Well, here's the thing.
She's not like a
Bella
regular
was
girl's girl.
annoying.
Like she doesn't just like support all things girls and girling, but
Yeah,
she like if anything bad were to be happening, like if there were a woman in distress, if there were a damsel, she would save her and she would
yes.
try to help women avoid being in those situations.
Yes.
You know, she murdered her fiance because of
Yeah.
what he did and tracked down
Yeah.
all of his buddies.
Yeah.
That's a woman that can watch my drink.
Oh yeah. I I will I I think I might leave my drink with Charlie. Carlisle, not so much. And the reason for Carlisle is because he to me, he would seem like he would try to be an Uncle Iroh, but would fail. Like he would try to give someone a life lesson, but it just wouldn't work, and they'd be like, "Okay, Dr. Man, sure," and do it
Dr.
anyway.
Man.
Well,
Dr. Man.
like, okay, sure, all right, here, and still drop it. So all the love to Carlisle, but I'm not giving him my drink to watch.
No. I would give my drink to Jamie Fraser from Outlander. He can watch my drink.
Yeah.
I trust him. That man literally, he went up against dozens of people in a courtroom to try and save his woman from being tried as a witch and hung. Okay? He can watch my drink. He would literally, like, he would fight the masses to
Mm.
keep my drink safe. He's beautiful. He's got lots of muscles and he knows how to use a sword. Okay? He would be keeping my drink safe and we'd be all right. Would it be a nasty ass drink like mead or like really sour wine or something because they were in the medieval times? Yeah, but
Ye
he'd be
old
keeping
Stone
it safe.
Ages.
Ye old Stone Ages, but he would keep it safe, and then we would be bumping some boots in the middle of the
Oh my
woods, getting some wood chips in some different places, but it's fine.
poison
I
ivy.
love me. Do what?
Poison ivy.
You know, don't even worry about it. Don't even worry about it. But yes, I would definitely trust Jamie Fraser. I would not trust Inuyasha.
No.
I
No.
love him so much. And like when I was a kid, like I started watching anime when I was 6 because of Inuyasha on Adult Swim in the middle of the night.
Yeah.
And like I had the biggest crush on black-haired Inuyasha, Inuyasha in general.
Oh
Like I
yeah.
had
Dude.
dreams. I had lots of dreams about Inuyasha, but especially black-haired Inuyasha. I have a thing for men with black hair. That's why I'm engaged to one. But he would he wouldn't understand what alcohol is. And like if you tried to hand it to him, he would probably think that you're trying to poison him, and then he would end up stabbing it with Tetsaiga. Uh,
Yeah.
and he would like knock it all over. This man, he'd be like, "What are you doing to yourself? Why are you acting weird? You're poisoned. We have to take you to the healer. What's going on? We have to take you to the modern times. We have to take you back to the future.
Mm.
Cover you in like a poultice or something." He's like, you're dying, you're poisoned. But also he's just stupid.
Yeah.
He's stupid and he'd be like, what is this? Pours it out. Gives it to,
He would sniff it and be like, gross, and then pour it out.
yes. He, I can't remember the little fox boy. I can't remember his name right now.
Me neither.
But he would be like, here, have this. And then little boy gets drunk and then it's all your fault. God, no,
Yeah.
he's stupid.
Yeah.
I would also not give it to Sesshomaru.
No.
But if he
No.
were to roofie me, it would be okay. It's fine. I didn't even see you do that. I didn't even see you.
Okay,
So
but
where are we going?
would Sesshomaru care enough to try and roofie you is the thing. That's the
No.
question.
He would literally just throw me over his shoulder and take me to wherever we are going. And I
Yeah.
would put up exactly 0% of a fight. 0%. None. None whatsoever. None.
You and the
We
rest of the world.
talked we talked previously about how quickly we would get Stockholm syndrome, which that's another idea. Add that to the list. Write that down. Write that down. How quickly we would get Stockholm syndrome with different characters. So Shomaru, literally, it's already there. It's there for the day that somehow anime characters come to life and they're here in the real world. I already have Stockholm syndrome for Sesshomaru.
Oh
But
my
if it
God.
were, I'm entering their world, it would take me 3 seconds flat. I'd be like, yes, sir. You tell whatever you need. I'll scrub your floors. You want to step on me? Absolutely. Anything
Oh
else?
dear.
Whatever you need.
I mean, yeah, that's
And I'm
fair, I
like looking
guess.
up like he's like right here. He's on my wall. But instead, no, there are pictures of all of my cats and Bethany and my Matthew on my wall that I'm looking up
Cute.
at.
Keeping in line with the like white-haired foxy boys, Tomoe. I would trust Tomoe with my drink only because Nanami would probably be there and tell him to.
She'd be like, I
Th-
swear to God, if you don't watch this drink, then I am erasing our contract.
And he would lose his mind. He
It's
would be like,
done.
okay. He was like, no, okay, it's a little baby bird.
But like, hey, little birdie, I'll take care of you, little birdie. Um, but like if
But
Nana,
Tomoe by himself, no. But with
no,
Nanami there, yes.
like if she had nothing to do with it, he'd be like, I'll drug you myself and then I'll leave you outside. See if I
Yeah.
care.
He would
Like,
leave
let
us in a
me
ditch.
know. Why you? Yes.
That's why I found the Nanami loophole. I'm smart. Um, on on the no list. So I've only seen the first like original season of Fruits Basket. I am not letting Shigure anywhere near my drink. I don't even have to know what happens. I do not have any good vibes from that man from the grainy original series that I watched. I no, bad vibes, very bad vibes. He's not touching it. He's not even touching me, let alone looking at me or drugging my drink.
From the original. He's got a thing for young girls.
Yeah.
Ew. And then if you watch the remake, which I've been trying to get you to do for literally ever,
And you know why I haven't? Because it's only available on dub on Hulu.
we will find it somewhere. It's been out
I'll find it
since
somewhere.
2019. Bethany, 2019. I've been waiting for you because I wanted to watch it with you. I have been waiting for 5 years. 5 years, and you still have not watched this. And I'm at a point where I'm just gonna go find it on Crunchyroll and I'm gonna watch it myself. And you know what? Screw you. But
I
if
have tried
you,
finding it on Crunchyroll, but it's on premium. So I
well,
would
then
have
I
to
guess
give Crunchyroll my money.
you're just gonna have to give some money because you need to experience this anime and you need to cry your eyeballs out. Okay, thank you so much. If you watch the remake, you will understand that Shigure is even worse than you originally thought. Even worse,
Yeah, that
okay?
doesn't surprise me.
No, but you need to understand some more context of even more why he should not touch your drink because literally this man makes the worst decisions ever. Ever. Like you are going to be in shock at
I have a
one of the
feeling
things that he
I
does.
I feel like maybe yes, maybe one thing, but I feel like the rest of it is predictable just because of like the picture of him that I have in my head. He gave me the ick from the first episode. So
You're not
I'm
ready. you're not ready for the one thing that you're gonna find out. My body was like, of all of the things. I can't even elaborate because I don't want to spoil it, but of
Yeah.
all of the things that you could have done, that had to be it. That. So,
Looking forward to it.
I would trust, excuse me, Sawako and Kazuhaya from Kimi ni Todoke
Yes.
because they are
Yes. Absolutely.
little baby
Yes.
beans, okay?
Yes.
Sawako would not even be like anywhere near a party. But like if
No.
you handed her a drink, she would just be like so tiny in the corner and she'd just be like, "Oh my God, she entrusted me with this drink. I must protect it with my
She
life.
is she is friend now.
She is friend. I have made a friend. A
I will
friend
keep this friend for the rest of my life.
the rest of my life." Meanwhile, like she's so damn scary looking that like nobody would even like try to come close to
Yeah,
her
she'd be standing there
to
muttering in the
review this
corner
shit.
about this drink, and people are like,
And
"What the hell is she doing?"
they'd be like, "Should we call the cops? Do you think she's okay? Do we need to check on her? Is she all right?" And then Kazuhaya would be like, "She is my woman's friend. I have to keep this safe." But also he would be like, I would trust him with it, but he'd be like jostling around and like having a great time, and he'd probably accidentally end up spilling it. Do 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 do
Yeah,
do.
I feel like if he did spill it, he would get you another one though.
Yes.
So, yeah.
That, or he'd be like, "You didn't need it anyway. Here's a Shirley Temple. This is better for you."
Yeah.
And I would, this is my last one. It's my last one, okay? I would not trust Massimo from 365 Days. I love 365 Days. I would read the books. I have looked into getting them. I need to do some research. I have seen all of the movies. I literally love them so much. And Michele Morrone, I'm pretty sure that's how you pronounce his name. That is one of the most beautiful men I have ever seen in my whole entire life. If your children need a stepmother, I can't be that. But I can be someone that hides in your basement and is just entertainment. Would I let him hold my drink though? No. His character, okay? The actual actor,
Oh,
the character, no. Um, Character, oh man, he kidnapped her. He kidnapped her. He took her to a whole other country, and he was like, "You got 365 days to fall in love with me."
is that why it's called 365 days?
Yes.
Makes sense. I never,
He
yeah.
gives her a year. He's like, "If you don't fall in love with me in a year, then I'll let you go." Mans was never gonna let her go, but whatever. And then like the timeline of the movie is like really confusing. It seems like literally they're only together for like a week, and then she's like, "Oh hell yeah, let's go." But he also does like some real messed up stuff. Like he has a lady and makes her watch.
Oh,
And he was like, "This is what you're missing out on."
ew.
You got me fucked up, sir. You got me fucked up. Oh, and for those of you that are on Spotify, I gestured to my mouth and then down. For those of y'all that have seen 365 Days, you know what he did in that bed. You, with his weird ass portrait on the wall. I don't know,
Oh,
man. But yeah, yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, he could not touch my drink. But again, Stockholm syndrome, it would probably happen really quickly. But my love is for the actor, not for the character because things got real wild in that last movie, man. I don't even know what was going on. But also for the actor, this man just randomly be singing and it's just really, really cringy. So if he just never does that ever, then we'll be fine. But if he like breaks out into song as I'm like sitting in his basement, I'll have to leave.
That that sounds like a threat, you know? That sounds like a threat.
This is my original song. Oh, I'm a bad boy. And
Get the
I,
police and they're like, tell us what happened in the basement. I
you
was
are a
tortured.
good girl. And I'm a bad boy. Yeah. Moving on. Moving on.
Okay. Trying
Let
to
me touch your body. Oh,
gonna
my good
try
girl.
I'm gonna try and salvage this conversation best I can. I would let Atsushi from Bungo Stray Dogs watch my drink. I would watch a couple people from Bungo Stray Dogs watch my drink, mostly from the Armed Detective Agency, but Atsushi the most, just because of like his overall like protectiveness of everybody. Like he's a very like he loves everybody and he's very protective and he's very peaceful, but he can also turn into a tiger. So he will claw a leg off if he has to. He will eat you if he absolutely has to. And he would take the role of guarding a drink very seriously. And I love that. He's precious.
Rip
He's a precious
somebody's leg
symbol, and
off.
I love him. Yeah.
Rip
I
somebody's leg
mean,
off if they touch your drink. And you
he
know
he
what?
can regrow his own
Goals.
limbs, so he's going to survive anyway. You need to watch Bungo Stray Dogs.
Yes. Well,
Um, I we can debate on this one. Um, Instead of just naming someone, we're gonna go down a list. Characters from Harry Potter. Who would you not let hold your drink?
Harry,
Yeah.
Ron,
Mm,
Snape,
yeah.
Draco.
Fair. I would let Hagrid hold my drink and Luna.
Absolutely. R.I.P. First of all.
Yeah.
Um, but literally, dude, the first time I went to Universal with Matt, we had gotten like season passes. It was the first, well, no, the first time I went was when I was 11. But then, like, the first time I went with Matt, we went and we found out that day as we were getting on to the Hagrid's ride that the
Oh,
actor died.
oh no.
We're like sitting there and someone was talking about it, and I was like, what?
Oh
What?
no.
What? He died that day.
Oh no.
I was like,
Oh,
way to go. As we're getting on the Hagrid's ride, dude. Oh my God. But yes, Hagrid could watch my drink.
yeah.
Luna
McGonagall.
absolutely. Oh, for sure.
Oh yeah.
Um, Hermione. Hermione would come up with like some funky spell that would like keep it safe in like a little locked box and nobody could get into it, or like a little air bubble thing.
Yeah.
Air
I
bubblissimo.
yeah. I would let Neville hold my drink.
Yes. No. 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 He needs the remembrall. He would forget your drink somewhere.
Okay, but Deathly Hallows Neville? Come on.
Okay, but if we're talking literally any other Neville, that
I
man
mean,
would
that's
lose
fair.
your drink. He would lose himself.
That's fair, but like I'm talking like old enough to be at a party.
Just imagine like an 11-year-old Neville with all of his little face chub and just amongst all of these adults, and he's just like, I'm in danger.
Poor Neville. Who else?
I
I
got
I I I'm kind of debating on like maybe book Ginny.
maybe.
Movie Ginny? Movie Ginny? Absolutely not.
No.
Book? Yay, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
But
can't
other
remember
than that,
anyone else off the top of my head.
me neither. I
That's all I got.
Lupin.
Yes.
Lupin could hold my drink. And
Yes.
Sirius. Sirius could hold
Yes.
my drink too.
In the spirit world. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Oh
I would
no.
say too soon, but it's been 20 years.
Yeah. Yeah. You said that was your last one, right?
Hmm. That's all I
Okay.
got.
Well,
We
then
can do a
that was
part two.
we can definitely come up with a lot more.
Oh, yeah, we can do a part two.
Oh yeah. Okay, so we're just gonna go ahead and wrap it up for this episode then. Well, thank you for listening or watching, depending on whether or not you are on YouTube or Spotify. No matter where you have joined us, thank you for watching, listening, and being there. And listening to Bianca's weird references for things. Yeah. Okay. Um you can catch us on YouTube or Spotify, depending on whether or not you want to see our faces, and we will see you in the next episode. Bye. Goodbye.